Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel today. I know this is jiggly and it's probably cut my head off. My cell phone holder that I've had for years, probably 4 or 5 years, is broke. The screw that holds it is stripped. So I'm going to have to order another one. And I'm on my way home from work. And my client, I was going to tell you, the ceramics project, it was a bust. He was totally not interested in it at all. I asked him if he wanted to help me paint. He said, yeah. So I had some newspaper spread out on the table, to keep him from spilling and getting anything on the table. And I put little dabs of black and brown and yellow and orange in there in the egg carton so he'd have something to dip his brush in. And he dipped his brush in every single color and mixed them all together. And he was more interested in reading the newspaper than he was doing the painting. He was reading, hey, look, they got ice cream on sale for $2.99. And it was old paper. I'm like, yeah, aren't you going to paint? And he'd take it and he'd dab a little bit on the wheel. And then he'd be like, look up here, they got some cornbread mix for sale. I'm like, yeah, Mr. Hicks, are you going to paint your little wagon? Yeah, and he dabbed a little bit more. He just was not into it. He was more interested in reading about that food in the newspaper than he was. Maybe if I'd had it on a page where it was just news, it might have worked, but he totally was not interested in that. And I kept trying to encourage him to paint. I'd say, you go ahead and paint your little wagon. It's yours to keep when you get it done. And he dabbed a little bit. He got like 3/4 of each wheel done. That's all I could get him to do. And then eventually he said, I'm going to go see what that dog's doing. And he got up and left. So it was a bust. It didn't work out. So I'm glad that I didn't spend a lot of money on a ceramic because I was going to go back and get more if it worked out. And that stuff's not cheap, So I just bought a small thing because I can't see the traffic. I just bought a small one until I could see if he was going to like it or not. And I'm glad that's what I did because I didn't invest any money in paints. I went down in the basement and got my old paints, and we used those. And there was paintbrushes there at the house from their mother that passed away in her sewing room. We used those. So I didn't really have anything invested in it except just for the ceramics. But now I am going to go back and get some ceramic stuff for me to do because they had a lot of cute chickens that I'd like to paint for my kitchen. But Mr. Hicks was not interested in it, so I'll have to find some other project for him to do, keep him busy. And I wanted to tell you about a little story about him. This is something. I brought some of those little JJ cherry pies over for him to have because he likes to have a little sweets every now and then. So one night I asked him, I said, do you want this cherry pie? And he said, yeah. I said, well, let me warm it up a little bit for you. So I heated it in the microwave, just enough to kind of knock the chill off it. And I put it in a bowl with a spoon and gave it to him so he could eat it like that. Because I didn't think he could hold it in his hand. And he ate that all down and he's going on, oh, that was some good cherry pie. I really like that. I said, well, good. Next time I go to the store, I'll pick you up some more. I said, it would have been even better if we had some ice cream on it, wouldn't it? He said, yeah. I said, well, next time I go, I'll pick you up some more cherry pies to have. And he goes, well, and next time I get out to the grocery store, I'll get us some ice cream. And I thought that was so funny because he does not drive anymore. They actually took his keys away from him and probably his driver's license. I don't know, but they keep the vehicles locked up and they don't let him have the keys because he got out shortly before he was determined to have Alzheimer's, and he was in a wreck. And from what I understand, he actually caused the wreck. He pulled out in front of a combine, and that had the spokes on top, and it raked the top of his car, just raked it off. And he claims the people pulled out in front of him, but the family kind of tells me that it was his fault, that he actually drove out in front of it and it ran over him because it couldn't stop. If it's already moving down a road and you pull out in front of it, it's not going to be able to stop. So he's not allowed to drive. The only time he gets to go to the store is when his daughters take him, and they control the money. And there's only been ice cream in that house 3 times since I've started working there that I know of. And one of those times was because I brought it for his birthday. I brought him a cake and ice cream for his birthday, so there was ice cream. And then his daughter one time got some ice cream. And then another time there was a thing of vanilla ice cream in there. But they don't keep sweets around very much for him, because if they did, he would just constantly live on sweets. And that's not good. The food they feed him pretty much the same foods all the time. They give him vegetables, which he needs. It's good. He has beans and potatoes. They'll make him hamburger. He has hamburger a lot. They fix him hamburger patties and meatloaf and spaghetti and stuff like that. So he's on a restricted diet as far as having a lot of junk food around. Now, they do provide me with whatever junk food I want. I can write down on the shopping list that I want Little Debbie brownies, and they'll buy them for me. So it's up to me. But I do take a little nutty bar in, or some little sweet every once in a while. Not every night, but every once in a while I'll take a little special treat in there for him. And then I sometimes take little special treats in there for the dog. And of course on Valentine's Day, I am going to make an exception and take some candy in that bag that I got him to have for Valentine's Day. I'm going to put some other items in there that are not candy. Different things that I think he might enjoy. But I am going to have just a tiny little bit of candy because it's Valentine's Day. It's a special occasion. Gosh, I don't know what's going on, but this truck is totally tailgating that. Oh man, they're in a race. The semi-truck ain't going to let him get around. He got right up on that semi-truck, and the semi-truck honked and slowed down, and he tried to pass it before it was completely over. Did y'all see that? That's how wrecks happen. And the semi-driver honked at him, but I guess he slowed down and let him get around. Man, that was kind of scary, because if they had collided right up there in front of me, I would have had to slam on my brakes, and I don't know if I'd been able to stop before I was involved in that incident. So anyway, I'm on my way to Walmart. I got to pick up some groceries, and I am going to get him a couple of little cherry pies, because I promised him I would, and I'll take one of those in tonight, save the other one and take it in maybe in 3 or 4 days, and he can have that. But I got to get some more stuff to make dog food for the girls. They've got like 3 bowls left in the freezer. I always freeze their dog food. And for those of you who might be interested, I do have a video of how I make my dogs' foods, because I make my dogs' food and I make their treats. And I did do a price comparison, and I have a video on that too. If it was cheaper to make my dog food than to buy it canned, because somebody asked me, was it cheaper? I know it's healthier because I know exactly what's going in it. And it's not preservatives, it's fresh. Well, I mean, it kind of is, because I use canned vegetables. And I use canned pumpkin. I use frozen vegetables. I don't know how fresh they are as far as preservatives, but I do make their food, and there is a video on how I make my dog's food, and then there was a video in the playlist on comparing the prices, and it turns out there was only like a penny or two difference between me making my dog's food and serving them food out of a can. So as far as the cost goes, I'm not going to be spending any more money if I buy their food than if I make it, which is what I do. And I like making it. I enjoy making their food for them. So I'm at a red light right now, and I'm going to just say goodbye and get off of here. And thanks for watching, y'all. And y'all come back and see us any old time. Bye for this one.